guys, this is Charlie from Charlie's Awesome World of Adventures, and today I'm going to give you my review on Dune Part 2. Paul Atreides unites with China and in the agreement while on a wrath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family, facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the known universe. He endeavors to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee. So this weekend, I had the chance to see the first Dune on Netflix, and honestly, I found it to be a really good film. I wouldn't go as far I would say it's one of the best films of 2021, and since it did have a lack of character development, but everything else was amazing, like the great world building, the solid story structure, and the immersive visuals, on top of the actors giving some of their best performances ever. So this really hyped my anticipation for part 2. And especially with the critical reception being higher than it was for the predecessor, I knew I was going to be in for something good. And after watching it, I'm not sure if I can call it a masterpiece yet, because since I was watching it's on F movies, the camera quality was pretty terrible. So I may need to rewatch it, but honestly, this one was amazing. I'm sing. So let's start with the characters who are very good in this. One of my biggest problems with the first was the lack of character development, and now I realised that the sequel gave them all the development they needed. On top of the actors once again doing amazing performances, especially with Timothy Chalamet as Paul, and Zendaya as Chani. And they were both amazing in this. But going into the characters themselves, first we have Paul Atreides. As the only main Atreides man, and left, he has to be the tough choice. Man that has to make the tough choices, as well as be the leader. However, after the death of his father in the last film, he is on a pursuit of revenge to avenge his father, and make sure all that the villains pay for what they did to him. Alongside him, there's Chani. In the first film, she had really low as a character, only appearing in Paul's visions. Here, he does show a bit of a bigger role. All of a sudden, as Paul's love interest, actually the top of soldier. And wants Paul to make the right decision for him and the people. As for the rest of the characters, I will say, while they do have a similar plot, often with the lack of character development from the first film, it's not as bad as it was, and they are still solid as it is, especially with characters Ilgard are having a little bit more to do this time. I'm also so I really do like the villains here. Yeah, they were pretty solid with little development in the first. But the Harvard just I hope I pronounced that right. I present Exodus these way eight foes to put all the trade ADs here. Well, I'm excited to see what they do with them in the next film. Next, there's the story, and the story was one of the film's strongest aspect, explain the sequel. Called Ice. It was just as strong. One thing that it keeps from its predecessor is the world building. We think we know enough about out the world from the first film, but there is a lot more expand, and there's like with all the creatures and people that live on it. And all despite ice, you can see in the act. And on top of that, it does stay a true to its predecessor as a continuing right after where the first film left off to have a strong narrative. Also, like the fact it will end on a cliffhanger, which does get me a bit excited to see what part 3 goes from that. If I did have to have one problem with the story, it would have to be that it dragged a bit more or this time than it did with the original. No, while the original was slow paced, it did stay at a solid pace. Regardless, where it was easy for me to get engaged with it. With part 2, on the other hand, there are some scenes that feel like they do drag a little, and it is hard for me to get properly engaged with them. Making them seem a bit more boring. However, that's only a little criticism I have of the story, especially when everything else is amazing about it. It does still offer a solid structure regardless. And then there are the visuals. And man, did the film enhance on them here. The visuals look really good in this movie, in my opinion. And this is especially the case with costumes, where they have this nice warrior desert look to them, and that fit well in the environment. And make it believable that this is what the characters would be wearing. On top of that, the environment itself is amazing, as world building is what under the film's strongest highlights here. Here, the visuals explore a bit more of the world than everything that surrounds it. Also, with some of the scenes with the villains, they have a black and white filter, and it doesn't get too distracting, and works pretty well to show other more greater situations that they're in. Also, the cinematography is amazing in this film. This especially applies to the action scenes. I'll say now that they are the highlights of the feature, but those moments are far and few between. Yeah, but when they do happen, the cinematography takes full advantage of the entire scene, in making sure it gets the right angles for every moment, and to have the audience be on the edge of the seat, and so they're able to root for the characters on their adventures. So overall, let's just say, calling this film an improvement to part 1 would be a bit of an understatement. Part 2, it was a phenomenal feature film, and where it takes some of the predecessors' flaws, and improves them massively. There are things that drag a bit more in this than they did in the first, it more than makes up for it with a highly engaging and interesting story, incredible visual effects, solid characters, great action scenes, and amazing acting all around. And fans of part 1 of Dune will have a great time with this film, as they'll be the ones that will easily get the most out of it. I'll be the ones excited to explore this. In fact, this film might improve your opinion from the first, but a bit more. Well, you might like the first even more with this one. When I don't think I can give it the perfect rating yet, because again my quality was terrible. But I'm sure when I rewatch it, it will be just that, as if not better than, and it already is, and that's why I'm giving this film a 9.5 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!